Credit Card Churn: Which Cardholders Should Receive a Retention Offer? By Amy Femel. Credit card companies generate most of their revenue through fees charged to their cardholders. Some of these fees may include interest charged to balances that are carried over from the previous month, late fees if the minimum payment amount is not paid by the due date, an annual fee to keep the account open, cash advance fees charged when cards are used to obtain cash, and balance transfer fees charged when the balance of one card is transferred to another. In 2019, U.S. credit card companies made approximately $180 billion through customer fees alone. Understanding customer churn. What is customer churn? Customer churn, which can also be referred to as customer attrition, is the rate at which customers stop doing business with a company. Why should a company consider their churn rate? Increased costs. It is generally more expensive to acquire new customers than retain existing customers. Customer retention plays a vital role in a company's revenue. Credit card companies are no exception. What can be done to reduce credit card churn rate? By determining which factors contribute to cardholder churn, the company can identify individual cardholders who are likely to cancel their credit cards. In turn, the company can extend a retention offer to these customers to encourage them to retain their credit card for another year. These offers may include bonus rewards, statement credits, lower interest rates, increased credit limit, or an annual fee waiver or reduction. I obtained the credit card customer dataset from Kaggle, which contained over 10,000 credit card holder records and included 20 variables, 19 feature variables, and the target variable attrition flag. Attrition flag is a categorical variable with classes existing customer and attrited customer. The data showed an approximate 16% churn rate among customers, which also indicates class imbalance for this variable. I split the data into a training, validation, and test set. The training set contained 70% of the data, and the remaining 30% was split approximately even between the validation and test sets. After converting all categorical variables into numerical data, I used the training data and a decision tree to determine variable importance. I chose the variables with importance of 1% or greater, which ended up being the following 13 variables. Total transaction count, which is the number of transactions made in the last 12 months. Total revolving balance, the balance carried over from one month to the next. Total transaction amount, the total amount spent through transactions in the last 12 months. Total relationship count, the total number of accounts held by the customer. Total count change, quarter 4 to quarter 1, which is the change in number of transactions from the fourth to the first quarter. Total amount change, quarter 4 to quarter 1, which is the change in the amount spent through transactions from the fourth to the first quarter. Months on book, which is how long the cardholder has been a customer in months. Contacts count, which is the number of contacts the cardholder and company had in the last 12 months. Customer age. Months inactive, which is the number of months the card was not used in the last 12 months. Credit limit, which is the maximum amount of credit that can be used. Average open to buy, which is the available credit. This is calculated by subtracting the total revolving balance from the credit limit. And finally, the average utilization ratio, which compares the revolving balance to the credit limit. This tells how much is currently being borrowed compared to how much could be borrowed. It's calculated by dividing the revolving balance by the credit limit. Using these variables, I trained and fit 5 different classification models on the validation data: naive Bayes, decision tree, random forest, gradient boosting, and extreme gradient boosting. To evaluate the models, I observed the area under the precision recall curve and negative log loss. I chose the area under the precision recall curve since it is stable under class imbalance. This metric has scores between 0 and 1, where higher is better. Negative log loss uses calibrated probabilities to assess how confident the correct model is on average and heavily penalizes confident and wrong predictions. This metric consists of positive numbers where lower is better. I also noted the accuracy of each model to gauge the overall prediction accuracy. The extreme gradient boosting model outperformed the other models with an area under the precision recall curve of 84%, negative log loss of 1.02, and accuracy of 97%. Next, I concatenated the training and validation data and performed a cross-validation randomized grid search to choose the best parameters for the extreme gradient boosting model. The fine-tuned model was then fit on the test data. It showed slight improvement with an area under the precision recall curve of 84.7%, negative log loss of 0.98, and accuracy of 97.2%. The classification results can be seen in this confusion matrix. Of the 1,520 records in the test data, 1,268 customers were correctly classified as existing customers, and 209 customers were correctly classified as attrited customers. Furthermore, 9 existing customers were incorrectly classified as attrited customers, and 34 customers with canceled credit cards were incorrectly classified as existing customers. Using this model, I was able to identify 86% of all attrited customers. I have confidence that this model can be used on future customer data to predict which existing cardholders are most likely to cancel their cards. The credit card company can then extend retention offers to these customers. Based on the response of each cardholder, further analysis can be conducted to determine which retention offers are most effective, or which customers are most likely to be persuaded to maintain their credit card after receiving an offer. This concludes my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for your time.